DAE make instant coffee with cold water straight from the tap? So far, you are the only one. Okay, it's off to Broadmoor with you. No one does that. Just you. I use instant coffee. And yes, I also use tap water. But I heat the tap water up on stovetop, and when it boils, then I put the water in my thermos and add my instant coffee and creamer. Does the cold water really dissolve all the crystals? And I use instant coffee for cooking, not drinking, lol. That makes a sad form of coffee even worse and overloads your kidneys. Don't do that, which is weak, and ask if you're the only one. There is no strength in numbers here. If you need help in getting in compliance with this, let me know. Bad coffee is a sin. Repent, my son. What is okay to be addicted to? Whatever you'd like to be if you accept the consequences and aren't harming others. At the core, I think all addiction is harmful since it takes over one's life at the expense of everything else. Not trying to be a buzzkill. But nothing is okay to be addicted to technically. Addiction by definition is a bad thing. Oral hygiene. I sometimes brush and floss after every meal and even water pick every night to get to sleep, and I have zero guilt over it. There are no good addictions. Just good habits. Imagine being addicted to exercise. If you couldn't, for whatever reason, exercise, you'd go into withdrawal in a day or two and be miserable. If you were addicted to other people's happiness, you would prioritize that so far above your own that you would once again be miserable. Habits, on the other hand, are powerfully beneficial when they are positive. The answer is nothing. Addiction, by definition, means that you are unable to stop taking something without incurring adverse effects. Coffee, or caffeine in all its forms, I make light of it. But I haven't had a day without coffee in over 9 years and feel massive withdrawal when I don't get it. This depends on what you mean by addiction. Do you mean the actual chemical change in your brain that tells you must have something or else you experience withdrawals, or do you mean just highly craving something but no actual withdrawal symptoms? It's socially accepted to be addicted to caffeine and predominantly sugar. It's also been seen in a study that men can actually become physically addicted to going to the gym. Which isn't a horrible addiction in terms of your health. Work to an extent. If you're addicted to work younger and are able to set up the rest of your life, it could be very much so worth it. However, I doubt most people have the ability to stop after seeing the money they can make, which could harm relations and life later on. My distant cousin has been missing since 2011. He would be 17 turning 18 this year. What are the chances he is found alive at this point? Was he taken by a relative? Very close to zero, but you never truly know until it's confirmed. Have no idea. You gave us no information to work with. I'm sure he's fine. Just about to graduate from high school with some community college credits already earned. I'm sorry, man, but it's a very low chance that he's still on this earth. When a child goes missing for years, it never ends well. A child lives in the heart of their parents forever. Don't ask. It's too hard to stray from that feeling of hope. There's probably knowledge on how well someone can be brainwashed when abducted at what age. Him being just prisoner to someone for 11 years isn't impossible, but that just doesn't happen much. So only alternative to that is, he doesn't remember/know/want to contact his family because he's been successfully brainwashed to think his new surroundings are his family. I have no idea how possible scenario that is. Should still be 99% plus odds of being dead no matter how you slice it. If you have to quit a job because of a toxic manager, a job you would otherwise stay at, should you say that in your resignation letter? No. Part of being an employee is catering to the egos of the higher-ups so they'll give you what you want. There's no worse enemy than a fragile person with too much power and not enough responsibility. I don't know where you are from, but in my country you can go to your union and report the manager and he will be investigated. Even better if you have other co-workers with you who agree. No. You never know what bridges will be needed in later life, so do not burn one needlessly. But if your company has exit interviews, and you choose to participate, then that is the place for this comment. Never complain about or attack previous employers when interviewing for a new job. It's a red flag. When they ask you why you're quitting, do not tell them it's because you have a toxic boss. Just say you've hit a wall, and you're unlikely to see any sort of promotion or growth in your work skills. I did. My manager, in front of others, accused me of having an affair with another married colleague. I asked her to take it back and apologize. Her reply was, if I have a problem, put it in writing. I did, and nothing was done. With having health and safety issues as well, I decided to leave. They blocked me getting further employment by providing a bad reference. Luckily, I'm employed by a firm who didn't need references. Yes. I'm sure we've all been to meetings where they say something even knowing there's a chance NTHN may be done. But since you're leaving anyways, might as well be truthful with why. You're probably not the only one feeling that way. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Doing so in this situation, I would not consider that burning bridges. We're adults in a professional setting. PPL need to be held accountable for their actions. Don't let shit slide. What is the most slept on criminal organization in the US? Y'all might say it's overplayed rather than slept on. But the Aryan Brotherhood. And its affiliates. They show up as largely one-dimensional villains in property all across media, but the reality of their influence is shocking to say the very least. They easily have the most sway of any non-governmental organization over the police. Particularly rural police. As awful and cruel as it is to say, it's hard to imagine other ethnically based gang infiltrating the police. I see a lot of the government and political parties in Quat. But how about major defense contractors, the likes of Lockheed Martin and such? These companies hold the government over a barrel with contracts for proprietary weapons systems that essentially give them immunity from legal repercussions. You want to investigate them for fraud? Okay. Good luck maintaining the core radar system on your destroyers. Oh, you don't like this blatantly illegal thing we did 5 years ago? Alright. We'll set up a shell corporation so it looks like you cut ties with us, but it's going to be run by the same people. And we're going to tie up the technical data in legal battles that will end up costing you more. The Fellowship, also known as the Family and the International Foundation, is a U.S. based religious and political organization founded in 1935 by Abraham Veride. The Fellowship has been described as one of the most politically well-connected and most secretly funded ministries in the United States. They shun publicity and its members share a vow of secrecy. The Fellowship's former leader, the late Douglas Coe, and others have explained the organization's desire for secrecy by citing biblical admonitions against public displays of good works, insisting they would not be able to tackle diplomatically sensitive missions if they drew public attention.